Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Hey everybody, it's me, True Powers Mine, and this is TPIM SR Live. Thank you, folks, for joining me for another installment of the show. This was sent to me by a confidential informant overseas, and in their correspondence, they wanted to express that many of the same things that I talk about on the show is quite literally happening in Germany as well. They were kind enough to send me this link, and I saw a few articles that I find, well, let's just say very provocative at this point in time. All right. Not so much to flag patriotic or populist. That's one of the articles. But hold on. German chat group traded child sex videos. Okay. But then when we scroll over here, apparently it wasn't a crime to upskirt and rubberneck in Germany up until now. Okay. But as we go down, I want to show you something really striking. Here it is right here. Let me try to get this so you all can see it with your own eyes. Germany plans to ban gay conversion therapy. Now, for those who are out of the know, that's basically, these religious lunatics that they can somehow talk, or now I'm just being sarcastic when I say it like that. Now, obviously, we know that I guess to some degree, gay therapy must be working, or else there wouldn't be such a blowback from this. The homosexual agenda is not just a United States phenomenon. It's a global, I guess, organized activist group at this point. They're getting things done for their people. Brother Bird, peace and power. Brother David, peace and power. Welcome to the show. You have to understand, y'all, that when it comes to the gay agenda, boundaries means nothing. And it's kind of funny that because of that COPA law, they're probably not going to use this flag here as one of those things that they're targeting children because it's bright, it's loud. And that's one of the guidelines in COPA or COPPA or whatever, COPPA Phil. Now, I'm not going to go into the global warming business. Hold on. This right here. A new survey has found that Americans and Germans have notable different perspectives on their partnership. Germans feel less enthusiastic about the U.S. and crave more independence from Washington. Well, don't we all? But see, the problem is when Germany has independence, 20 or 30 years later, people have to die. Last century should have taught us a couple of things. When it comes to nationalistic ideology and actually going in there and doing something, the Germans are about it. They organize and then they start to dominate. That's just what they do. But this story right here, this is the one that I think is the most important story out of all of it. Chinese cables. Leaked Chinese papers have revealed that large internment of minorities since World War II, in view of the many German businesses' ties with China, Berlin is under pressures to answer for its important trading partner. Don't you see now, y'all? Think about it. Just use your imagination with me. In order for the true victors of World War II to actually consolidate power, because they know that even at that particular time, you cannot put enough ammunition on a man's back to keep a district or territory underneath your control for any period of time, because as soon as you run out of bullets, then the waves of people resisting whatever tyranny, whatever brand of fascism you're bringing, will overrun your forces. Isn't it odd that China is Germany's most favorable business partner? How come it's not the United States or England or fuck it, for that matter, France or even Greece? But it's China. Now, the Germans have a long memory, just like a lot of us in the United States have a long memory as well. Isn't it odd that yet again, after the 60s, after the basically the consolidation of power, and by then the United States controlled all the major shipping routes in the world, and our little empire really blossomed at this point, we're going to take a literal change of strategic understanding or intellect and start arming the People's Republic of China, not even 120 years after the Boxer Revolution, where basically the United States, England, and Japan force the Chinese government to open their borders. So much for the wall. Open your border, and you will be buying this opium. If not, you will die. The Chinese refer to that as the century of humiliation, century of shame. Now, I want to jump speed with you real quick. Now, I'm not really going to talk about the heist in Dresden. I mean, unless those jewels are magically enchanted, that's really none of my concern. I mean, that's what happens to stolen merchandise. You steal it from somebody, and then somebody else steals it from you. I want to share with you guys. This is a snippet, and I'll actually post a link because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on that was sent today. Oh, my phone scammer video, totally crazy. Now at least it's showing views. Totally weird. Hold on. Oh, right here. No, we don't want to hear you, dude. I'm tired of these blowholes. I just want to play. This is an old Richard Pryor movie.
Now, I want you for something else. I want you to say the dam. There's a dam on the outgoing lake, right here. Our main force is more than 50 miles away.
Jonathan Crump, Private, B Company, U.S. Army.
B Company.
1st Platoon.
London Bridge. London Bridge.
Hold on.
You're dead by now. Can you talk, boy?
Jonathan Crump, Private, B Company, U.S. Army.
B Company.
1st Platoon.
London Bridge. London Bridge.
Hickory Creek, Georgia.
Don't you know the password? Where are the flares?
What flares?
You were supposed to light a flare at 0100 hours and bring me in.
What time is it now?
Can't you tell the time, soldier?
I can tell ordinary time. I'm not very good at Army time yet.
You're in trouble, Private. I've never seen no one stand guard like that. It's big trouble. Now, where's your outfit?
Down the road with peace.
Take me to it. And move, boy!
Now, this is how the movie started. This is how the movie started. Listen at how it ends. This is crazy. This is crazy. They actually, achieved the objective. Hold on. boy, Richard Pryor's character, is shot. I think they call him Kronk.
Hey, boy, what you standing there for? Hey, boy, you better get some repeats, dude.
Now, don't let the captain there fool you. Don't let the captain there fool you. Let's look at this scene. Let's let you know what time it is. Hold on. Right here. Watch this scene, y'all.
I think that you're a strong man, but that you've let something make you doubt yourself. But if you believe it, then you will be dead tomorrow.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
Thank you. Get away from her, Wallace. What do you think you're doing? Don't ever let me see you touch a white woman or so help.
In my house, Captain. Even if there's a war on outside, you're a guest in here.
You're incredible, Carter. The lives of 7 men are on the line, and you spend your time protecting the virtue of white women who get too close to black men. I feel sorry for you, man.
That. See, there had me rolling. Smack him. You ain't gonna get in between her and that V8. Now, I brought that to you because we're talking about Germany. We're talking about Germany today. And we're talking about how basically the whole image. Don't forget, during World War II, a person like the captain there had the native populations of Europe thinking that black folks had tails. Black men in particular had tails. Soldier walking down the streets of Paris after liberation, a French woman, American GI, I heard you have a tail. He winks at her and says, yes'm, but mine's in front, ma'am. You see, all this indoctrination, all this maneuvering psychologically and politically is only to get one effect. And that effect is to ensure that we stay unified and we stay at each other's throats. While the real masters of this world give us leaders, they give us villains. Hell, they even give us a sense of accomplishment by working 50, 60 years and then dying all arthritic, backs all messed up. How many old folks you've seen hobbling out them cars and damn near jumping across the parking lot because their joints are so fucking worn out? Well, all the time the rich and powerful get to enjoy the enjoyment of this world. And a lot of you guys have political ideologies that basically frown on you enjoying the world. And it's totally okay for these. In fact, you should obey your master. Obey Caesar. Give Caesar what Caesar's due. But Caesar ain't do a damn thing because Caesar ain't create shit. You see, God made man and woman. Man and woman made emperors and queens. Kings and duchesses. Dukes and barons. Now, once you guys all start to realize that the mind starts opening up, you start seeing the real play here. This game is only about a couple things: maintaining, I guess, racial identity and collective power. Now, if you want to jump in that arena, that's your right. But I want you to know you're going to that game in latency. And if you're melanated, you're basically going to that game. Well, let's just say white supremacy is the Harlem Globetrotter, and you're the other team. It's already rigged up. They're already going to make the fancy shots, and they're just going to make you look like a fool while you're out there on the court. Brother Isaac, welcome to the show. Like Mark from Anaheim said, if you really want to end racism, all you got to do is everybody start screwing everybody. Boom. 1-2 generation, no more racism. But as long as you have this here, hold on, I gotta go back. I shouldn't even have closed that out. That was such a perfect film there, because don't forget these guys are fighting a damn war, and this fool worrying about somebody kissing somebody. But back then, in those days, just as in today's days, I guess it's a very important thing to be about. Now we gotta have
we're a web design platform called Dudo.
Now, while this is doing its little thing, I do want you guys all, if you can see that, check out Real Black, REELBLACK. Their website, their YouTube channel is a treasure trove, brothers and sisters, of a lot of our story, a lot of cinematic depictions of our story. If you can, I will post a link. Hold on, let me get this link for this video, just in case any of you guys want to watch the full movie. I will post it. All right, that's the link to this video right here. But I want to get right to that section.
Look at you now, and I can tell.
Don't tell me.
You can smile when you wave goodbye.
Earlier today, I watched a man die. He was on the right side.
I don't know about him. I just know about you.
No, you don't know about me, and you don't know about my men. I wish to God I could believe that righteousness could save our lives, but
You doubt your men.
But that's where he's wrong. And this is the same type of pollution and mental corruption that all media pretty much puts into it. Righteousness is the only thing that can save you, friend. Righteousness, being righteous, is the only thing that can save you, especially towards the end. Like I said the other day, wouldn't it be a damn shame you live a shitty ass life and then you end up dying and having a shitty afterlife too, because of the choices what you elected to believe in, what you elected to serve? You know, keep on following the funny ass preacher or the goofy rabbi or the weird imam. Just keep on following these people right onto your destruction. Because that's what it's ultimately about. If you can't go up there and sway people of being in the peasant class, you're not going to get nowhere economically. You have to get up there and be able to sweet talk and jibe walk and manipulate people into changing their behavior. And that becomes a force of tangible power that can be harvested to make real economic benefit for the leaders of said organization. I'm gonna pull up a video. It's about Brother Malcolm. It's very short. We'll go through it. We'll break it down, because you need to see the actual rise and fall and the conclusion of a thing to truly get a sense. Because now, with the blessing of time, distance from today, and unfortunately his assassination, we can see part of the plan that was revealed. We can see the moves that they had made. But let's continue this little. I want to do this one little clip just so that we're back in the right spirit. Then we're gonna move on.
Lieutenant, or yourself?
I don't know. There was a time when I knew, but
You know, I think that you're a strong man. But that you've let something make you doubt yourself. But if you believe it, then you will be dead tomorrow.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
I only see one like, but maybe I need to refresh. But if there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's continue.
Thank you.
Get away from her, Wallace. What do you think you're doing? Don't ever let me see you touch a white woman or so help.
You are in my house, Captain. Even if there's a war on outside, you are a guest in here.
You're incredible, Carter. The lives of 7 men are on the line, and you spend your time protecting the virtue of white women who get too close to black men. I feel sorry for you, man.
I'm sorry, we gotta have to do the ending of this real quick. Oh, look at that face. He just crushed.
Hey, boy, what you standing there for? Hey, boy, you better get some repeat stuff.
Just think how many brothers actually had to go through that humiliating bullshit there. Hey, boy, you better get some latrines, Doug. It's quite sad. And that face, a lot of people don't credit Richard Pryor with being an actor. They credit him with being a entertainer, a comedian for sure, but he was really one heck of an actor. That face right there is like sincere, like, I can't believe this fucking shit. I cannot believe this fucking shit face. And then he's like, I'm up here fighting. So when I go home, I still get to dig latrines. Like I said on this show before. Democracy here is 2 racist men and 1 black guy voting on who does the shit work. So, boy, you better get ready to dig some latrines. Keep on going down that democracy road. This one here won't have sound for obvious copyright purposes. I want to bring this to your attention because I did 2 searches. And this is coming from another confidential informant. And I was appalled. I did a search for black male actors. No, specifically straight black male actors. Then I did a search for gay black actors. Not even male, just gay black actors. Hold on. All right, there it is right here. And you can see I did it like, 40 minutes ago? Hold on. See, that's why I like being able to, all right. Look at this is for straight now. Or, hold on. Make sure. Okay. 10 straight celebs rumored to be gay. Okay, this is supposed to be a search for straightness, right? And you get into it. This dude, old head, he's cool. This one was a decent video. And then this is, I didn't even mention gay, but they had to take me there anywhere. Gay black celebrities, 20 celebrities you didn't know that were African American, which we basically knew. All right, but let me go back to the other. Yeah, let me go back to the other. So you can see this foolishness. Hold on. Where's it at? But there was a video. Okay. Well, we just had to do it this way. We'll go to history. There was a video, and it was just really disturbing. It was really disturbing. Right here, this one. Turn off this music crap. Now, yeah, these are apparently 50 gay brothers that we all should know. Brother Marty, peace and power. Look at this madness. Hold on, let's start it. Let's just start it. We don't. This is some nastiness, but that's fine. It is what it is. Alfonso Davis, lawyer, activist. All right, bald head. Anwar Robbins, never really heard of him. Dreadhead, but they all got the same look in their eyes. Even look at this dude. This was the creepiest one of all. Look at this dude. Straight up gay. Carl Bean. Straight bring you over and do you like a chick. This is sick. And supposed to be a man of the Lord. Sick. Billy T. Jones, whoever the hell he is. And I'm sorry, that guy, you put a little mustache right here, put a little boots and leather on him, he might pass. Carl Phillips. This is Carrie Allen Jones, whoever that is. This guy, impeccable gums. But it's like knowing what you know about gay people. You're looking at this man, and it's like, let's just put it in perspective. I'm going to take it there. We're sitting there having dinner. Everybody's at a restaurant. Everybody's in the chat room. We're all in the restaurant, and this dude's right there. He's up there eating too. Dude starts choking. Who's going to be the one to give dude mouth to mouth? His boyfriend is sitting there. Oh my God, help, help, help. Who's going to give him mouth to mouth? Knowing what goes in his mouth. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's continue. I don't know who this cat is either. Christian Vincent, some actor dude. Cleo Mangio, social activist. He got a little seashell choker on. Cornelius Barker, Craig Washington, a lot of community activists. And notice the bald head, the nap shame. Like nobody wants to show that they're capable of growing naps. That's pretty much standard issue on this here unit. He's a judge. This cat's a judge. But look in the eyes. They got the same eyes, the same, I don't know. Like the same spirit aura. Except for this guy looks kind of crazy. But at least he's, not bald head. Can't say the same for him. Now, I'm not knocking these guys. I'm not saying any of these guys should be harmed in any old type of way. I'm not saying that they should be like economically. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying, what a lot of you brothers and sisters out here have it in your hearts to be out here telling the truth, and you want to be, righteous with it. If you don't bring that gay thing into it and build that up in there somehow, shit, you ain't gonna be put on, man. I'm telling you straight up. I don't know who this cat is. Gerberto. He's an activist. I don't know who this guy is. Gordon D. Cox, politician of some sort. Sutton Davis, media analyst. James Earl Hardy. No clue. James Bartlett. I don't know him either. It's like most of these cats I never even seen. But then again, I'm not really watching gay media and shit like that, so I really wouldn't be on the know on this. Jeffrey King, don't know who he is. J.L. King, never heard of him. John Sorry, guy, I don't know who you are. Johnny Mathis. I thought he's Indian. I mean, with that hair, I didn't know he was supposed to be African or Kemetic American or whatever. I didn't know he was supposed to be a nappy head. Let's just say it like that. Because most Indians don't have a curl to their hair. Like this dude. Once again, another Mr. Clean. Perm, like another Mr. Clean. It's like, I guess when people be splattering on their head, they just can wipe that off. You know, like how you can just wipe off a piece of fruit and shit. See, I thought so, Sister Barbara. They're trying to say he's a black dude. Well, he probably is gay, but he don't look, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference. Because I know some Indians that are darker than all these cats, but they got that straight, coarse hair. These are the people. Look into the faces. These are 50 paid brothers who are not, if they were honest with themselves, contributing to the human experience by creating offsprings. And I'm not hearing that bullshit, the earth is overpopulated. Because that's only coming from a Nazi, death-loving mental perspective. Anybody with eyes to see and ears to hear can see that there's plenty of room for all of us. But it's the goons and gatekeepers that keeps you from the resources. No, I had to play this, yo. I don't know who this cat is. Some sort of Polish activist. The fuck? Lee Daniels, filmmaker. Mario Cooper. He looks Mexican or Latino, but whatever. Once again, another bald head. Never heard of the guy. I know the majority of these cats are activists. There are a lot of actors and activists, but there's a lot of bald heads. I think like the ratio, because I did see this video prior to airing it, the ratio of bald heads is something like high 80% of these cats are all bald head. And there ain't bald head, they're cronk head. Look at this cat, Peter. Hold on. He has the wrong name, but he's a theologian. Like I said, man, keep on playing your damn games. Keep on going to Preacher Glitterbug, who's a straight up pillow biting rump ranger. And he's supposed to get you somewhere. Another community activist, another bald head. Another bald head, executive producer or director. Oh, God. Oh. Quambini Rainy Cheeks. I'm not making that shit up. I bet he does make it rain on them cheeks. I bet he does. Don't know who this guy is? More power to you, buddy. Never heard of this guy. Filmmaker. Rodney Evans. Never heard of him. Probably watched some of his indoctrination. Former mayor. AIDS activist. I bet you I know why. Science fiction writer. He looks like a black Santa Claus. If he's black, he looks like a black Santa Claus. Or what I would envision a black Santa Claus to look like. Oh, come on, dude. That pose is kind of whack. I didn't watch the full video. I basically watched about right there earlier. So a lot of this is actually new to me too. What the fuck? We can do it. Another preacher. So, you know, I noticed the preachers have been having hair, mostly dreads. That's a horrible pose for old boy, too. Bishop Zachary Jones. I mean, a man can love a man, still serve the Most High. It's a beautiful thing. When you're in the juices of the moment, it's like, where's the baby? Where's the next generation coming from? The Most High is going to set you up with a plan to where you and this dude can kick it, but there ain't going to be no one after you. And just keep playing your games, though. Yeah. Or hospital administrator.
Tonight on the Black Channel, the Democratic clown car of candidates just keeps getting fuller and fuller. Now, Mike Bloomberg, former mayor of New York, one of the architects of stop and frisk in that city, wants to be president on the strength of that accomplishment. Now, this doesn't end well for him. The Black of you who are unaware, earlier today, in a calculated move to get on all of the cable television Sunday news programs. We don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore, but we still have Sunday morning news programs backed by corporate sponsors. Go figure. Former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg, who has been trying to semi-fly below the radar ever since he was no longer mayor of New York. This is the second mayor of New York, which is a bubbling cesspool of depravity, sexual deviance, out of control, predatory economics. And now the people who have been steering the ship of the landfill that is New York City for all these years, now they want to bring their expertise in creating landfills to the rest of the country. This just shows you how criminally out of touch these politicians in New York are. People in New York can't afford to live there. People in New York are being gentrified the hell out of everywhere. People in New York, you're dealing with trash everywhere, slums everywhere, sewage everywhere. The rich have a playground on their side of the fence. The toll roads, people, I have watched as the tolls in New York City basically went from $12 to $13 to $14 to $15. They're only doing a temporary, what is for them a stopgap measure. They're getting rid of the toll attendants, and basically there's going to take a picture of your license plate when you go through the tolls, and they're going to mail you out a fine for you to pay, as opposed to just paying it there while you're in the city, so we can cut the cost of having employees manning the toll booths.
Wow. Thank you, Alpha. Thank you. Peace and power, brother. So you think Trump's bad? Wait till Mikey gets a shot. He likes it. He likes it. You see, thank you, Most High. I just stumbled upon this video. I quite literally stumbled upon it. I have been checking out the Black Channel, the Jason Black's production, and one thing you can say, he comes out hard, and he comes out strong and correct from a lot of ideological point of view. The only thing I'm thinking about are those poor toll road attendants. How much you want to bet? That's a lot of melanated men and women, probably more women than men, in those little booths, and poor folks down the lower tier of the economic strata. And they're about ready to get sent the hell out down the road. Hold on, I want to continue this, and then I'll go back to my old program. But for those who are interested, I am going to post a link to this video I'm playing snippets of, because I do like to promote other channels.
So this is New York ideas. This is New York's solutions to the world. Out of control gridlock, out of control population bursting at the seams, the price of everything being outrageously unaffordable. And oh yeah, police departments that become celebrities for gunning black people down. And into the fray comes Mike Bloomberg. Now, if you'll remember, Mike Bloomberg became mayor after Rudolph Adolph Giuliani. And Bloomberg, who used to be a Republican until he figured he could make more hay as a Democrat running against the Republicans, flipped parties and became a Democrat and became the mayor of New York City. Now, Bloomberg has done a lot of things other than just be rich and have a newspaper and a TV station and TV network and so on and so forth. He was also one of the chief cheerleaders for Stop and Frisk. After Giuliani was out of office, here he comes in. Bloomberg comes into office, picks up the baton and says, "Don't worry, I'll beat these niggas with the baton from here." So that was Mike Bloomberg coming into office. And let me tell you, he was proud of it then. If you take a look on your screens, you can see this is a story from CNN from January of this year. January. Just 10 months ago, Michael Bloomberg was being asked, in the story by Donald Judd of CNN, says, taking questions from the audience during the United States Naval Academy's 2019 Leadership Conference, Bloomberg was told by a Naval Academy midshipman that, quote, there have been a lot of controversies surrounding your support of the policy of stop and frisk that was being used by law enforcement to target African Americans and Hispanic Americans. Oh, goodness, come on, people, stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. Anyway, somebody stood up and asked the right question right up until they got to the end.
That's how it always goes. Democrat, Republican, it does not matter. We better stop looking at the damn cover of these stupid ass books and start looking at their spirit. If you can't look into this man's eyes and see there's a wicked being that's operating the gears inside of his head, then you a fool. And if you think there's going to be a political solution to this problem, you're sadly mistaken. Let me show you guys, share it with you one thing, because I'm going to actually, once I end the show, I'm actually going to finish watching the Black Channel. I'm going to finish watching that video because I found it very informative and interesting. Like I said, I'm the first one to admit, I'm not the best at doing this shit. There's so many people out there better, more articulate, more on point, better, whatever equipment, blah, 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 than me. And I give out due where it's due. Now, hold on. I'm trying to. There it is. There it is. Once again, this is coming from Real Black. Hold on. This is coming from the Real Black Channel. REELBLACK. It is, man, this should be our Library of Congress. There's so many videos and so much information on this channel. Oh, Jesus. It's impressive. Hold on. Well, let's hear this. Now, let me set this up. Now, this was going down in 1992. That's when a lot of brothers were wearing this deal called cross colors. They were like these very interesting color, like almost like Caribbean comedic vibe shirts and pants. Everyone had a Malcolm X hat, Malcolm X t-shirt, and all this Malcolm X, Malcolm X. It was a very interesting time to be alive.
Malcolm talk white. You know, white folks talk. You know, Malcolm was saying the same thing John Wayne had always said. If you're right, kill him.
I'm not for anybody who tells me to turn the other cheek when a cracker is busting up my jaw.
He had a message, and the message was to people. And the message happened to have been to Black people. And some people say, well, you know, that's racist. No, you have to look at me.
Freedom is something that you have to do for yourselves.
How could so few great people
been before.
This is the thing you should want to know.
You've been a pimp. You've been a whoremonger. You've been a druggie. You've been a drug dealer. You've spent.
Oh man, this dude, is that Mike Wallace? Look, this dude, you can tell hated Malcolm X. You can just see it in his little beady eyes. I don't care if people like this dude here or not. This guy cannot stand Malcolm. You can hear it in his voice and see it in his eyes. Now he wants to talk about a dope dealer and all that. How come he don't talk about old Kennedy or JFK, Mr. Cokehead? But no. You know what? He was before. I'm sorry. I had to interject that. Yeah, the spirit just told me to interject that because no matter what religious point of view, and I'm going to touch that. And I kind of touched it when we was talking about Malcolm and King when Dr. Raina Short was on the show. You see, the greatest divide right now in our people or in us humans in general is that religious divide. Is that there are some folks claiming to be Christian that will say Malcolm X went straight to hell. They'll look you in your eye and say he went straight to hell. And you know what? It's a damn blessing. The slave master brought us over in chains so we can learn the good news of Jesus Christ. And then there's other brothers and sisters saying, nope, you guys submit to our way or else we'll do you in. It's giving us no other avenue but to roll with the state, roll with the government. We're quite literally stuck in between two opposite and polarizing forces, one being Islam, the other one being Christianity, primarily in the African-American experience, being politically correct. That's what's keeping us ununified. I know so many good brothers and sisters right now. I know I can't link up because they're so hard into their religious set. They're not going to even, they're cool with me, but they wouldn't cross that bridge. I wish we could get over this hurdle.
Time in jail. He knew he was going to die. By someone, whether it's Elijah Muhammad, some government agency, or in.
All right, let's start with the whole Elijah Muhammad bullshit. Now, Brother Dick Gregory spent his own money to analyze Malcolm's death. Now, he was up there on a stage, and the gunshot should have been going up. The bullets that killed Malcolm was coming down, y'all. Those FBI didn't trust those brothers to really do that to him. And what did it do? It did two things. For one, it polarized the Nation of Islam, made them look like a bunch of evil people that would kill this great leader that just recently left the organization because of, I guess, his disillusionment with the Honorable Elijah or whatnot. And it goes on to explain it later on in this particular show. I'm going to post this link because we're not going to do all of it. We're just doing snippets of it. This is part of your own research. Check it out for yourself. Come to your conclusion. See it and check me. If I'm analyzing this wrong, bringing it down wrong, bring it to my attention. Freedom of speech around here, baby. Now let's continue this.
Individual forces.
I heard shots and I saw people crawling on the floor. I saw someone look in amazement to the front. I knew they had shot my husband.
I have no doubt that the assassination of Malcolm X was planned by agencies at the highest level of this government. I don't have any question. I don't have any doubt in my mind.
And also, this happened in New York City. Now, don't forget, when this happened, he was no longer a part of the nation. So when he was buried, he was actually, the funeral happened in a Christian church. I think Frontier Liberty, something. It says it at the end. We'll jump to it.
To some, he was a saint. To others, he was a sinner. His autobiography, published in 1965, still sells briskly. His image is everywhere. In many respects, Malcolm X is bigger today than when he lived. But who was the real Malcolm X?
When a criminal starts misusing me, I am going to use whatever necessary to get that criminal off my back. And the injustice that has been inflicted upon Negroes in this country by Uncle Sam is criminal. Don't blame a cracker in Georgia for your injustices. The government is responsible for the injustices. The government can bring these injustices to halt.
His real name was Malcolm Little. At least that was the name he was given when he was born in Omaha in 1925.
Oh, I cannot stand the system. He explains why he changes his name. Hold on, we have to move because whoever's narrating this is such a hater.
Malcolm's family learned early to fight fire with fire. The Klan threatened to burn down his parents' home when his mother was pregnant with him.
Malcolm saw a lot as a child, and this is what made Malcolm Malcolm. My parents were not people who were afraid. They went to Wisconsin. They went to Omaha. At the time, all the racial trouble there. They were followers of Marcus Garvey.
Garvey's mission was to repatriate American black people to Africa, back to Africa. Not going back with their tails between their legs, but to go back and inherit the earth, to inherit the land they had come from. And had millions of followers in the 20s.
Malcolm had more experiences of life at that young age than many of the rest of us had, different ones at least, a lot of hard times. I nominated him for
father of all of these various children you enumerated.
The first one to tell me who the father was Wallace Muhammad, and he told me that the father was Elijah Muhammad himself.
Within a few days, Malcolm X sat down with Mike Wallace and recorded this interview.
And then I questioned the sisters myself because I was shook up. And they admitted to me that Elijah Muhammad was the father of their children.
He was shocked. He was shocked. He felt guilty himself. He had betrayed the believers and black people as a whole. He looked like a fool. He had projected Elijah Muhammad as being a upright, righteous person.
The greatest and the wisest and most fearless.
I'm going to say something next. Going to be terribly unpopular. Is it possible that your leader can fill your personal expectation of their personal life or after hours activities, but still be your leader? See, how come it's cool that, you know, guys like that McDaniel guys can produce all this dysfunction, but then guys like Brother Judge Joe gets basically essentially blackballed, and there's no outrage. Hell, people still go and buy the garbage, buy the media that they're generating all this this deviant, sick stuff. You see, basically, we're about halfway through this video, not the one that I'm making, but the one we're reviewing here. And that was a valid point. You know, this is chronologically speaking, he hasn't been to Mecca yet. He will be to Mecca. He tries to organize his own little outfit, but he has no funding. Let's continue real quick.
In April, torn by these revelations, Malcolm X confronted Elijah Muhammad directly with the charges of his infidelity.
And it was at that time he told me that he was Muhammad, the prophet, and that Muhammad had 9 wives. He also told me that he was David. He was the modern David, and that he was the modern Solomon, and that it was meant for him to fulfill today all of the things that they did back there.
At the end of the meeting, Malcolm promised Elijah Muhammad he would say no more about it, but he couldn't help himself.
Malcolm had tried within the Nation of Islam to spread the word among people he trusted that they might have a very serious PR problem coming down the track if this ever came to light.
He told me, he said, the nation is finished. He said, you can forget about it. I said, no, it ain't finished. I said, we're not finished. I said, that's what you think. That's when he really got upset with me. because he'd like for you to talk back to him.
The people he told blew the whistle. They called Chicago, which was the net.
Now, I'm not for sure that the dude that just got finished talking here, this guy right here. Hold on.
Mr. Mahmoud called.
This guy, I don't know if he's really a friend of Malcolm, because if you guys take the time to actually watch this video in its entirety, he's not too, you can tell by the cadence of his voice and just the tempo, he's not too encouraging or friendly towards Malcolm. Even that crack there, he don't want you to talk. Who likes being talked back to? I'm sure you don't. Let one of your people start talking crazy to you, and then it's like Dr. Short said, you're gonna meet them up there in the freezer, huh? Beat the shit out of them, get them right? And this is what I'm talking about, man. People come on these shows, the Mike Wallace's shows and the 60-minute shows and all this, and they'll just spill the beans.
Call him and find out what he was saying. That's why I did.
Malcolm X had committed what in the Nation of Islam was a very serious offense. He had made himself a hypocrite.
And really, this goes back to what I was talking about the other day. You know, I understand people are talking about this code talk, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But whenever you got people like this dude, Mike Wallace, the other dude, all talk, they understand your code. You're not really jiving or juking nobody. The only thing you might be disenfranchising or alienating people that you might want to have in your own power base, because they won't understand what the hell you're talking about. But the people who are actively pit against you to ensure that the nation basically doesn't change, they come up with the codes. They give it to some leaders out there and they disseminate it amongst their people. That's how they know the place. That's how they know this group's having a problem with this group. Let's continue.
Their word. He had blasphemed against the last messenger of Allah, Elijah Muhammad.
To all around him at this time, it was clear Malcolm X could not remain in the narrow ideology which had bound him. He was bursting at the seams. By April, while Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad were struggling with one another, the American civil rights movement was exploding. And against the wishes of Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X ached to be part of it.
I'm one of 22 million black people in this country who is absolutely impatient and disenchanted and fed up when I have to look at the television every night and see police dogs fighting our people, or see policemen clubbing our people.
Now, you see how they changed the game? You don't have to see policemen doing all that. I mean, there are videos out there, absolutely, of policemen doing that still. All you got to do is just turn on the paper or turn on TV, pick up the paper, and you read about brothers doing that to each other. But that goes back to the game that me and Sister Dorothy Gaines was talking about earlier today, with the way the law is structured. Don't forget, with this conspiracy thing, they can hit anybody at any damn near time. Let's continue. I'm just going to go to the end here, wrap this thing up because we're almost running out of time.
Or see our women and our children being washed down the sewer with fire hoses, simply because they want to exercise their rights in a society which says that they are citizens.
No, boy. Get that shovel and dig me a latrine. Hold on. I want to go here.
And will write some of the history of the future.
He anticipated the Black Power movement, which came along a little after he died. He anticipated a lot of the explosion of black is beautiful, the Afro haircuts, all the pride and blackness. I think had a parent in Malcolm X.
The youth now going through a cultural revolution where we're trying to get back that same type of spark that black people had in the 60s.
Just like somebody would burn an American flag or mutilate a dollar, you'll see a cold-blooded American be like, oh, offended. Well, that don't mean nothing to us. But if you took a picture of Malcolm and like put a slash across it, you're going to get in a fight.
He's inspired these young brothers and sisters to have a sense of self-pride. This whole movement, which I hope is not a fad, being Malcolmized and working.
Unfortunately, it was just that, brother. It was a fad. And the only reason why I say that, I actually have historical time from the point that you said that in 1992, when all this was going down, to now, the shape that we're in. 20 53 is right around the corner. And guess what, folks? The disinheritance, the disenfranchisement will be complete, because at that point in time, collectively, you will have a big fat goose egg of this nation's wealth. 0 freaking %. Enjoy that. So jump on your fads, jump on your cults, jump on everything but true righteousness, basically. Because that's apparently what we're inclined to do anyways. There's only one way out of this mess, and it's through the spirit of righteousness. This will conclude TPIM SR Live for today. Well, at least this particular hour. You can hear the studio audience behind me. But this is the Malcolm video right there, y'all. Check it out on your own time. As always, I ask you live your life with integrity without hate, envy, or greed. Brothers and sisters, please, let's try to be kinder to each other. Peace and power, unity and victory, dignity and respect. Liberation. I'm out.